Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An agreement between parties, usually arrived at after discussion, fixing obligations of each. He rose to prominence through a series of shady deals. Wood that is easy to saw, from conifers such as pine or fir. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something, with the limited or inadequate means available. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A deal of trouble. Direct the course of, manage or control. A particular instance of buying or selling. It was a package deal. Give out as one's portion or share. Act on verbally or in some form of artistic expression. This book deals with incest. Do business. Offer for sale as for one's livelihood. She deals in gold. Administer or bestow, as in small portions. Deal a blow to someone. The cards held in a card game by a given player at any given time. Be in charge of, act on, or dispose of. I can deal with this crew of workers. A plank of softwood, fir or pine board. Behave in a certain way towards others. He deals fairly with his employees. Distribute cards to the players in a game. Who's dealing? Give a specific card to a player. He dealt me the queen of spades. Sell. Deal hashish. Take action with respect to someone or something. How are we going to deal with this problem? The act of apportioning or distributing something. The captain was entrusted with the deal of provisions. The act of distributing playing cards. The deal was passed around the table clockwise. The type of treatment received, especially as the result of an agreement. He got a good deal on his car. An agreement between parties, usually arrived at after discussion, fixing obligations of each. He made a bargain with the devil. Negotiate the terms of an exchange. We bargained for a beautiful rug in the bazaar. An advantageous purchase. She got a bargain at the auction. Come to terms. Arrive at an agreement. Wood that is easy to saw, from conifers such as pine or fir. Show consideration for, take into account. You must consider her age. Give careful consideration to. Consider the possibility of moving. Judge or regard. Look upon, judge. Look at carefully, study mentally. Think about carefully, weigh. They considered the possibility of a strike. Look at attentively. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Deem to be. I consider her to be shallow. Regard or treat with consideration, respect, and esteem. Please consider your family. Look at carefully, study mentally. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the dye. Require, time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with, archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself, have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. Be engaged in a fight. Carry on a fight. Militant groups are contending for control of the country. Have an argument about something. Maintain or assert. He contended that communism had no future. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something, with the limited or inadequate means available. Compete for something. Engage in a contest. Measure oneself against others. To make the subject of dispute, contention, or litigation. Brick that is laid sideways at the top of a wall. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something with the limited or inadequate means available. A long cloak, worn by a priest or bishop on ceremonial occasions. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something with the limited or inadequate means available. Escape potentially unpleasant consequences. Get away with a forbidden action. Pass or move in front of. To grip or seize, as in a wrestling match. The two men grappled with each other for several minutes. A tool consisting of several hooks for grasping and holding, often thrown with a rope. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something with the limited or inadequate means available. A dredging bucket with hinges like the shell of a clam. The act of engaging in close hand-to-hand combat. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something with the limited or inadequate means available. Kiss, embrace, or fondle with sexual passion. Write all the required information onto a form. Make out a form. Detect with the senses. I can't make out the faces in this photograph. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something with the limited or inadequate means available. Have sexual intercourse with. Proceed or get along. Make out an issue. Comprehend. I cannot make out what this politician is saying. Imply or suggest. Try to establish. Watch and direct. Carry on or function. Achieve something by means of trickery or devious methods. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something with the limited or inadequate means available. Handle effectively. The young violinist didn't manage her bow very well. Be successful. Achieve a goal. I managed to carry the box upstairs. Be in charge of, act on, or dispose of. She managed her parents' affairs after they got too old. A collection of things or persons to be handled together. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A batch of letters. All the loaves of bread baked at the same time. Batch together. Assemble or process as a batch. An orderly crowd. A group of sheep or goats. Come together as in a cluster or flock. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A church congregation guided by a pastor. A group of birds. Move as a crowd or in a group. Tourists flocked to the shrine where the statue was said to have shed tears. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. As many or as much as a hat will hold. A car that is old and unreliable. Arrange in stacks. Heap firewood around the fireplace. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A collection of objects laid on top of each other. Bestow in large quantities. He heaped him with work. Fill to overflow. Heap the platter with potatoes. An unofficial association of people or groups. They were an angry lot. Anything, straws or pebbles, etc. Taken or chosen at random. They drew lots for it. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A lot of money. Any collection in its entirety. Your overall circumstances or condition in life, including everything that happens to you. Has a happy lot. Administer or bestow, as in small portions. A parcel of land having fixed boundaries. He bought a lot on the lake. Divide into lots, as of land, for example. Old Testament, nephew of Abraham. God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah but chose to spare Lot and his family, who were told to flee without looking back at the destruction. The common people generally. Separate the warriors from the mass. The property of something that is great in magnitude. He received a mass of correspondence. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Formed of separate units gathered into a mass or whole. A body of matter without definite shape. A huge ice mass. A musical setting for a mass. An ill-structured collection of similar things, objects or people. A sequence of prayers constituting the Christian Eucharistic rite. Join together into a mass or collect or form a mass. Crowds were massing outside the palace. Roman Catholic Church and Protestant churches, the celebration of the Eucharist. The property of a body that causes it to have weight in a gravitational field. Informal terms for a difficult situation. A state of confusion and disorderliness. The house was a mess. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Make a mess of or create disorder in. He messed up his room. A large, military dining room where service personnel eat or relax. A meal eaten in a mess hall by service personnel. Eat in a mess hall. Soft semi-liquid food. A mess of porridge. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A candy that is flavored with a mint oil. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. He made a mint on the stock market. Form by stamping, punching, or printing. Any member of the mint family of plants. Any north temperate plant of the genus Mentha with aromatic leaves and small mauve flowers. A plant where money is coined by authority of the government. As if new. In mint condition. The leaves of a mint plant used fresh or candied. A landmass that projects well above its surroundings, higher than a hill. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. See the rest of the winners in our huge parcel of photos. Eat like a bird. Kiss lightly. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Bother persistently with trivial complaints. Eat by pecking it, like a bird. Hit lightly with a picking motion. A British imperial capacity measure, liquid or dry, equal to 2 gallons. A United States dry measure equal to 8 quarts or 537.605 cubic inches. The yarn, as in a rug or velvet or corduroy, that stands up from the weave. For uniform color and texture, tailors cut velvet with the pile running the same direction. A large sum of money, especially as pay or profit. Arrange in stacks. Fine soft dense hair, as the fine short hair of cattle or deer or the wool of sheep or the undercoat of certain dogs. A column of wood or steel or concrete that is driven into the ground to provide support for a structure. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A collection of objects laid on top of each other. Press tightly together or cram. A nuclear reactor that uses controlled nuclear fission to generate energy. Battery consisting of voltaic cells arranged in series, the earliest electric battery devised by Volta. Place or lay as if in a pile. The teacher piled work on the students until the parents protested. As much as necessary. I've had plenty, thanks. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. It must have cost plenty. A full supply. There was plenty of food for everyone. Slang for a paunch. A plumbing fixture for defecation and urination. A resistor with 3 terminals, the third being an adjustable center terminal, used to adjust voltages in radios and TV sets. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A container in which plants are cultivated. Street names for marijuana. The quantity contained in a pot. The cumulative amount involved in a game, such as poker. Metal or earthenware cooking vessel that is usually round and deep, often has a handle and lid. Plant in a pot. He potted the palm.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.